Welcome to episode 35 of Two Docs Talk. Hope everyone's having a great summer. It's hot here in Colorado Springs, mid 90s, which is really hot for us. Today, we have a very special episode. My wife and I recently had the opportunity to visit Abbass and his wife on their farm in Temecula. So, this episode is all about that visit. I interview Abbass. We talk about his life story and how his interest in farming relates to his interest in lifestyle medicine, which I found super interesting. We visit several of surrounding farms and get to see just lots of different fruits, vegetables, animals, and many things I didn't even know existed. I want to send a huge thank you to Abbass and his wife for hosting us. Also, their friends, Zora and her husband, Fred, and also Farah and her husband, Nasser. We just so appreciative of they let us record and showed us around and got to taste lots of different things. And I got to taste one of the I think the best orange I've ever tasted on Abbass's farm right off the tree. It's pretty cool. As always, if you like our videos, please hit the like button, subscribe, and share with others. Please also drop us a review. It really helps us to get found in the search algorithms when there's tens of thousands of other podcasts. We really appreciate your support. And without further ado, here is our visit to Temecula, California. Hi, everyone. Welcome. Coming to you live from Temecula, California, in the mountains. And we're here at Abbass's farm in the Temecula. And so glad to be able to bring you this special episode from a very special place. I'm here with my co-host, Abbass, and today we'll be learning a little bit about his life, the background for why he created this place. And at the end of this, we'll do a little walkthrough of the farm and show you some fruits and vegetables from this farm and from surrounding areas. As always, if you like our videos, please hit the like button, subscribe, and share with others so others can get access to this free content. We're here we want to bring you all this information about lifestyle medicine and how to improve your health span. That's going to be a theme that we're going to be focusing on here for the next couple months. And we're talking about lots of different topics in metabolic health, diet, lifestyle, lots of different things. As always, if you have an idea for an episode, please share it. So without further ado, just wanted to ask Abbass to share a few thoughts about your life. I know you grew up on a farm as a child, so this is very special to you to have to do something similar. You're now in the US and very successful gastroenterologist, and I just love to hear. We'd love to hear about your life.
Yeah, I was born in a small village in Iran, so we were not a huge village. We were 180 people, and the impact of their lifestyle really has stayed with me all the time through my whole life and my career and journey through the world. So the people, we didn't have policemen, we didn't have any law enforcement, we didn't have any, we didn't hardly any mostly road, but the people that live in a very harmonious way, they shared their crop. They pretty much, we were 90% self-sufficient. We just only bought clothing or material, cookware, and the rest of them, they were all, we grow, we ate whatever they seasonally, and people, they live long life. After, through the whole journey of medicine and research and all of that, I still find out that my grandma knew more about diet and health than all these researchers that I come across. She lived at least to be 110 years old, and every 110 at least. That's what we calculate is probably more than that. So she never eat anything out of the refrigerator. Everything was freshly cooked there. Everything was homegrown. She seasonally, and so she was a good example for me to how to live daily life. And coming to the United States, and initially you get excited with all the, the commercialization of the food and the taste and but then after a while you effect on your body, you feel like, maybe this processed food, all the things is not good for longevity. And therefore I come sort of circle about maybe 360 degrees, come here and just set up a place that at least resemble where I grow and grow my own vegetable, fruits, and as you've been here past couple of days, eat what most of it grow, and uh, and not only they're healthier for you and is easily doable. It's just the taste, the freshness of the fruit you get from the trees or vegetable you cut in the morning is just it make you feel good, make you feel there. So I think for long life we need invest in our health, and no matter how nice of car we have, house we have, how good bank account. I think if you're not healthy and you don't take that time investing on your in your diet and lifestyle, and not only this is help with your mental as well. I mean, just as you see here, this screen, there's no noise, there's any noises from the animals, from surrounding farms, but it's just give you tranquility and appreciate what you have. And I think there's a lot of the appreciation gone in America. I remember just walking with my mom and grandma. If there was a piece of bread on the road, they would never step on it. This is nature gift you. So you pick it up, you blow, you put it top of things so a bird can eat it. So it was just not yourself. You give it to the next generation. We never hardly throw anything out. We eat the watermelon. We toasted the seeds. We give the skin to the goats or stuff like that. Everything was. We hardly had any trash, so we reuse everything that we ate, and what we then get chicken to the what's that, cows or there. So it's the thing to not only take care of yourself, take care of the planet Earth. So that's what we got. So anyway, that's sort of I have tried to a little bit duplicate here in Southern California, which is I have tried very hard in Colorado, where this growing season is so short. So anyway, by luck we found this place, and we enjoyed very much, and I'm hoping to retire here and spend the rest of my life here.
So you could live anywhere you want on the planet. You can go wherever you want. Why this place specifically? There was some interesting chance events, it seems.
Yeah,
created this environment that you.
Right. Yeah. So there's a lot of political and social and family situation. We always, I pretty much feel I'm a world's nomad, and so I've been sort of made a trip, whole 6 months around the world with my wife and girlfriend. So to search for humanity, love, and experience. So I circled the globe, and as America has so many great things to offer, there's some negative point as well, politically, especially being a foreigner here. But anyway, we were planning as a retirement go somewhere that is less stress from media, from politics, from daily life. In America is so beautiful, but there's so much daily stressors that we create for ourselves that is really, after a while, it run you down, just worrying so much. So we're planning to go to other countries, Costa Rica, Portugal, but happen to have some friends in this area. We came after COVID to visit, and then they introduced us to here, and we fall in love with it, and we love to live in America, to live here, and have a lot of social support here as well. I feel like I have both worlds. I have all the American and Persian values in this community, and we share fruits, we share ideas about growing and its great climate, and then the social life is very, very important as you get older. I think even more important than exercise. So we have a good social group here, and many friends all the surrounding area, and within 10-15 minutes, as you know, we get to what's daily your needs and the hustle bustle of the town life, or an hour to Irvine and stuff like that. So overall, we felt like this is overall is an area that suits our lifestyle, and I think is for the family also to I have two boys come here and enjoy and there and when you live in this type of environment, you when you go to grocery store, you appreciate how much a farmer has done to grow your vegetable, your cucumbers, your tomatoes. You don't take granted. You don't want the perfection as I think. So you know how much it takes dedication of putting the seed, watering, taking the weed out, cleaning it up, and then so you give it a whole different meaning that when you cook a meal or you go to a restaurant or you go to you just simple grocery pickup, you know this is we take that those things simple things for granted that the things is manufactured there, but this is you know how much hard work goes to this growing a tomato. So to give you more appreciation of life.
You mentioned connection, and that seems to be a common theme here: connection with the land,
with nature,
with the nature,
right,
plants, just the people here,
right.
and that having that social
That's
connection.
that's huge.
So
That's huge.
having that,
Yeah,
it seems like that's a key piece of that, and maybe something we've lost in America, or something that
exactly.
we've forgotten about, but we can rediscover perhaps.
Exactly. I mean, you can be in Garden of Eden, you can be in the Rose Garden. If you're alone, you know, you can smell and enjoy it so far. Is the sharing and the surrounding, the environment with friends, and that's what give you a sort of positive reward. So being there, and I think here, having so many good friends and accessibility to a lot of from back home, and also diversity with the culture, it gives you just a positive thing to you know not sit at the table alone. Yeah, you can make the perfect meal and you can enjoy it for 10-15 minutes, but when you share it for an hour or two with friends or you're cooking, take it somewhere else, they bring you something. You know, we come here, our friend bring eggs, somebody bring honey, somebody bring jam, somebody bring, you know, different things. So it's a very community, what's that interaction that every morning you look forward to do the same thing, to do the process and give it back to who it gives you. So, and living too close to the nature is just, I appreciate that there's many animals, bugs, stuff like that. You have to coexist.
Just wanted to go back, Abbas, a little bit to your childhood and growing up with your grandmother who had a health span, which I think would say modern medicine, we right now we struggle to get to 100. She like blew past 100, and she was active up to, nearly what, until the last 6 months or so
Yeah,
of her life. So
and the reason we don't know her exact lifestyle because when she got close to 90, she wanted to fly. She was very well traveled woman, and they says because of her age, you know, going international flight is 90s so risky. So somehow because there's nobody from her is this. She says I'm not 90, because there was no well documentation of her birthday. So she subtracted 10-15 years from her her life. So that's why the end that nobody knew exactly. We knew that she's probably 110 plus.
that's based on just like the
Yeah.
era which she was born and
Yeah.
events
Yeah.
near the time that she was.
Yeah, because at that time there were no, you know, documentation like you did, you know, how where you're born, especially in smaller village, every so often. But so you know the last maybe 70-80 years that we have, you know, like Western documentation of birth and all of that. So before that, you know, people they knew they wrote it in a piece of books and were born and from her era, not too many people. It was no big deal. The interesting thing is when you live in those things, this milestone that we put for ourselves are meaningless. Like, you know, your anniversary, your birthday, your you know, the traditional New Year's, those things are important. But every day is precious. You just live from that day on. You don't have this, you know, 18 you do this, 20 you do that stuff. Like you just, you know, from the time I was born, I've been working, and not because of child labor. Just is a part of family things you do in a small village. You know, you pick up the eggs in the morning. You help your dad do that, and when you go to school, you come here, you go fetch the goats, or you do this. You know, we had no running water, we had no electricity, we had to turn the lanterns on the night. You had to fetch the water for the evening. And this is a part of that you grow your sister, everybody does it. It's a teamwork. And we didn't need no sleeping pills. We didn't know, we had no anxiety, stressors. I mean, it was just, there was not too much today's that, I see my own kids, stuff like that. So much social stresses. That was just what you expect you did it. And it's with all the technology, with all the knowledge, I feel like the happiness have to come with you inside you, and the more simple your life it is, I think the more happier you get. So sometimes the more greed, the more you want, the more then the more worry, the more stressors, the more car you have, the more so the lifestyle and just living um, good food. And we eat seasonally, we eat where we grow. For example, summertime we really eat meat. In fall, winter we did more protein, and then when tomato times you eat tomato, when eggplant was eggplant and stuff like that. I mean, you eat sweets on this on holidays, and my grandma had one thing that I always learned when she was really um, getting close to addiction. She never had addiction to something that she really loved. She would forbid herself for a year. So that was like she had this thing that I remember. She had a bunch of chicken and she always had eggs. So one year she didn't eat eggs. Just I'm just getting too much, or sugar. Sometimes she would not eat sugar for 6 months or a year. Or she just had that discipline on her life that doesn't let the temptation guide her. It was the common sense and healthy living was more common. So she you have to have that control, like that's how we stop the addiction. I think just whether it's sugar, whether it's consumption of too much carb or alcohol, drugs. So when you let yourself go, then that little things in your mind was to ask you more and more. So it was a simple life. And I have been around. I've been in US now almost 47 years and traveled to many continents and many cities, and I've been lucky to have so many great friends, and I'm always learning and educating. So after all of that, it comes to really live a simple life and appreciate the planet Earth.
Yeah, certainly it's been a huge learning experience for me and my family to learn from you and your family, and
or you learn from each other.
we are just so appreciative, and I also hope our listeners can learn a lot about what we're trying to do here with this with our podcast. And we want to keep this podcast forever free and something that is available for everybody. We don't hold the answers to everything. It's we're all learning every day.
Exactly. I said the life is like a beautiful bright light come from the sun, and you put a prism to it. Everybody see different view, and doesn't mean they're wrong. So it's just we learn from each other. You learn every day by experience. Failure is you grow vegetable, you think you fail, and then the next time you learn to do it better. So failure is an introduction to success, and sometimes those little things make you appreciate the food better. There's a little there's just the herbs, the spices, and just walking there in the morning, just taking the weed off. It's just it's the life. What you put into it, that's what you get.
Have there been any themes things that you learned? We've done now episode 34, so we've done 33 episodes. We've been doing this a couple of years. Anything that you would like to highlight, or anything that you think is important for the listeners?
I think every episode I have learned. Once you as that when we teach stuff like that, you learn more about yourself. So every time I've been trying to preparation for every topics, I think I have gained more knowledge, and I cover it to my daily life. So because knowledge is the power, but knowledge is only a power if you use it. So now every episode for me, whether it was exercise, whether it was glycemic index, whether it was sugar, or study about best diet, all of these things, I think I have learn tremendous thing, and also not for myself learning about my patient. I think I learn more about my patient. No more, as you know, medicine. No matter how much you know, but as a patient comes, that is different. And when you do study that and you learn, so this is just so not everything's there's no one roadmap for everybody. So everybody has the different roadmap, and then you adjust to that. And now for me, I've been as I hope that our audience has learned. I have learned every single episode something that I could use on my daily life.
Yeah, same here. It's been a journey. I agree. I think for me, the biggest thing is that everything needs to be personalized. So whether
Yeah,
it's lifestyle, but diet, amount of exercise and type of
exercise.
exercise, amount and sleep. And I think stress management is the biggest one that we all probably could do with less stress. I
Yeah,
think that's something that's probably pretty
yeah,
universal,
yeah,
and we all need to move. That's a common
yeah,
theme.
yeah.
But in terms of like diets and all these
There's
other
no perfect
things,
diet. I
there's
mean,
no perfect diet. I think that's
yeah,
we
and for
both agree on that.
everybody individual, everybody just anytime patient says, "What's the diet?" There's no perfect diet. You have to see what season you are in, and what's that and there and your climate, whether it's hot, cold, what your background is, and what's your food resources are surrounding you. What's your size, with your shape, what kind of activity to do. So yeah, I think there's no perfect diet. We just have to perfect it for ourselves to live the best we can, and not put down. I mean, sometimes my patients, they just watch every single calorie, every single fiber. They measure the things, and they feel miserable if they eat like 5% less fiber. That's not you have to go live the life and enjoy it and be just reasonable. I think being reasonable and not criticize yourself, and there I think that's the key thing about, and the exercise the same thing. Some people, the body is different, as embryological we look at ourselves, we are versus endoderm or mesoderm, or what's that, ectoderm. So skinny, and a lot of times what the skinny is the healthiest thing, but no, I have so many patients skinny and they eat terrible food and they got heart attacks. So it doesn't mean that you're skinny, that they're by the same time. Okay, well, of course you have to be limited, your body weight, but at the same time, some people, there is sort of their body morph is different, and they lived a long life. So if you go to really a nursing home and look at people at 85 and above, they're 5-10% above their body weight. And that's because during the illness, you need to have some little reserve as you get old. It doesn't mean that the skinny people do. So you have to be balanced to see. I tell everybody, be like grandparents, because our ourselves and our just parents, they learn with this modern food and all of that. So we had some mishaps. Whether you go a couple of generations back, that they cook at home, they everything that they produce, and they were a little more satisfied with their lifestyle and their. So I think that's you have to learn from your grandparents and then plan your future.
I've read books from dozens of different authors: Peter Attia, Mark Hyman, Michael Greger. You can just go down the list,
Mhm.
and all these folks have different perspectives.
Mhm.
And so what I've tried to present here, what we've tried to do here as part of this podcast, is to present different options and different perspectives on
Yeah,
lifestyle. It's not a one size fits all,
no.
and for me in particular, the use of technology. I feel like the last 50 years we've kind of been living in an uncontrolled experiment with technology,
Right, right.
and what I'm trying to do, and I have not been successful yet, but I'm working on it, is trying to just stay ahead of the curve a little bit to better understand this all these things, and also try to find the good in this, and also identify some of the hazards so we can get ahead of them a little bit. I mean,
Right.
wouldn't it have been helpful
Mm.
the last 20 years with the advent of cell phones to start limiting their use in children,
Mm.
maybe
Right.
before we recognized some of those issues, or at least had
Mm.
some had some idea that, oh, maybe this isn't the best thing for 4-year-olds to be playing with
So you're right.
all day.
Yeah.
Maybe just limit them to, or just not use it until they're, I don't know, 10 or something, or, have some type of restriction on. Now we're restricting kids. We're trying to ban them from schools. I feel like we're just behind. We're behind.
And then it makes it tougher when you're
Exactly.
used to certain elements. When you can pick up your phone and Google. And as you remember, when we were in medical school or college, we had to go to the library, spend hours of researching.
Like graffiti.
Yeah. So to write a paper took forever. So now everything is your favorite, which is great. One is you need it, but at the same time, it can take you to these rabbit holes that they're not good for you. I mean, and your mind need experience of, you can watch the flowers on a computer or there, but it wants to go to the scene and smell it and taste it, stuff like that is a little different. So yeah, the technology I think is just it has been incredible. I mean, I remember when I was going to China, the fax came out and instead of writing letter, waiting for 2-3 weeks get result, and there, it was amazing that you put the things in this machine and they got it, immediately. And the next day they put there and get back. This was like,
Wow.
it was 1994 or so when I was going there. It was just an amazing thing in the early 90s to have even a fax machine. Today, of course, with email and other things, I says they're all great, but we need to know what fits our life and what make it better and not harm our life from that. So sometimes it's a little too much, too fast, too.
And the challenge is that we're on this curve. All these technologies are following an S curve, and they have that deceptive phase, and all of a sudden they hit. Right now we're in the upward, straight up of AI, and how that influences, or AI is going to be impacting heavily for the next 5 to 10 years. And I really feel like we need to figure out how we can use this in a positive way.
Correct.
But because if we don't, there's a ton of negatives. It can be used for surveillance. It can be used for lots of things that are not good for us nor anybody else. And so it's
I think keep the life simple, appreciation of what you have, and share with others. And I think that's, I think it's not. It's the same time. There's quote most people have read. So it's not how many minutes you live in the life, is how many moments it takes. Moment that take you right away. So do we have to add more moment in our life every day to just be positive thing for ourselves and surrounding people and our children, and in those moments, I think very, very important. Take time for.
Well, I can say that from my family, and then thank you so much for hosting us. We've had many minutes here on your farm, and please thank and I want to thank you, Rebecca, and just thank you for hosting us and for allowing us to do this podcast from your
You're
farm.
very welcome. It's my pleasure and honor, and as I say, it's as my father says, a house without a guest is just a building. So, and a farm without having guests here is just another thing. So we love to have you. We have friends here. So that's sort of interaction, and that's what life is all about.
Thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
Well, this is like months ahead of Colorado Springs. Oh my goodness. Growing season is like a joke.
Yeah, that's what you can. So in here, even from that side to here, the temperature is completely different.
It's so warm in here. Pakistani mulberry. Love it. I have never seen that before.
And the pomegranate as the baby comes in.
This is the apple.
Yeah, this is an apple.
Oh, and yes. Oh,
that's for the beginning of the pomegranate.
So this has a few months to go yet.
Oh yeah, it's October.
Okay.
The time when it gets.
Got it. The silk chickens. Oh. Hello.
I know, right?
Yeah.
So there's a lot of them.
This is passion fruit.
Look how beautiful, delicate.
Oh my goodness.
And
It's so complex.
it is one of the things you have in the farm that attracts insects.
I've never seen anything like this before. That
Look at that one.
beautiful strawberry. That
It's a classic picture.
just a beautiful, perfect strawberry.
Ooh. Production.
It's like the Garden of Eden over here. Yeah. Wow. It's like I've never seen a plant, a tree so laden with fruit.
Smell this flower. This is from back home.
Oh, yeah?
This is different smell than any other flowers you have.
Yeah, they take rose water from this flower.
Yeah.
Rose water is from this.
Yeah.
25% of rose oil come from Iran from this flower. Little taste of it.
It's fish. Okay.
That's one of the best things to do for fish.
Okay.
And you can take a little.
The citrus, yeah.
Or like in my hometown, we have one in our home in Iran. We squeeze this and
It's perfect for if you
so-
want acid. This is the way to go.
Yeah, so we squeeze this in a bottle.
Okay.
And then when it's like instead of lemonade,
Okay.
use this as for lemonade.
Oh.
And they give very, very different flavor.
Yes.
And if you can mix it with mint as well if you want, but this is a classic, but mostly used for cooking. I don't use the quail.
They look,
I don't know exactly.
they look sort of like quail. Yeah.
They look like pheasant, but they're not pheasant.